It's a great pleasure being here. And to start with, I must congratulate all the students who have completed their class 12 studies and now ready for joining the universities, joining the higher education. My background is that of a lawyer. I studied law way back in Delhi University in Campus Law Center. I did my LLM also from the Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. And those were days or years of the rise of legal education in our country. For last 9 years, I have been with Jindal Global Law School. And in this session, I will like to say in 10 minutes, talk about legal education and about particularly the law option, the study of law and legal, the legal option for the students after class 12. And I will rather encourage the student to ask questions. So I'll be very happy to spend more time in taking up all the doubts or questions which might be there in the minds of our students or parents about the study of law or legal profession. So, Jindal Global Law School, which I represent and where I work as the Director of Law Admissions, it started in the year 2009. It was a very humble beginning, and we started with 10 faculty members and 100 students. This year, in 2020, it's such a special year for us when the QS rankings put for the first time 2 Indian law schools in the list of world's best law schools. So never ever in the history of legal education in the world, any Indian law school could get into the global rankings. So since 2012, the QS World University subject rankings started for law subject. And in the 7 years, none of the Indian law schools could find a place. So I'm very happy to tell students today that in our country, now we have law schools which are world class, which compete with the best law schools in Asia, law schools in Singapore, Hong Kong, mainland China, or even the law schools in the UK and Europe. If you look at the QS subject-wise rankings of law, you will find Jindal Global Law School is placed in the 101 to 150 bracket, and National Law School of India University, Bangalore, is another Indian law school to break into top 200 law school, which is placed in top 151 to 200 bracket. So now there are 2 Indian law schools in the top 200 law schools of the world. I must say it's a great time to study law. Law has always been a very, very important area of study and work, but more so post liberalization and also post introduction of the 5-year law program in the year 1987 and establishment of National Law School, Bangalore. Law has come to the center stage in a big way. When I joined my LLB degree at Campus Law Center in the year 2000, and I see the students today in 2020 when they're going to study law, the entire legal sector, legal industry, legal practice, legal profession has completely transformed. Newer areas of practice have emerged. A lot of transnational and global legal practice is happening today, which was not there 20 years back. And in a way, law as a profession has moved to be a global profession today. Traditionally, law has always been a single jurisdictional study or single jurisdictional practice. If you do an LLB or a law degree in India, you study laws of India and you become a lawyer in India. That was the concept. And the same is true for all countries. Today, our our graduates at Jindal, I find them qualifying New York bar exam, California bar exam, the bar exams in the UK, and even in Australia. There are lawyers working in law firms in London, in Sydney, in UAE, around the world, in New York, in Tokyo, all over. So legal profession has completely transformed, and that gives a great opportunity for the students to study law in today's time, and particularly when the option is available after class 12. In my experience in higher education, in universities, for the last 20 years or more as a student, as a faculty member, as an administrator, I must tell the students and parents that the 5-year law program after class 12 would arguably be one of the finest undergraduate education and degree available in our country. Very, very few programs, be it like medicine and MBBS degree, or be it a degree in architecture or engineering from a premier institution, could really match the rigor of what a 5-year law degree offers. The diversity of courses from environmental law and corporate law to human rights, to child rights, to gender justice, from constitutional and administrative law to, say, criminal law, and even areas which are emerging now, technology and law, cyber law, intellectual property rights, industrial designs, and today even artificial intelligence and robotics and machine learning. Law is a profession and a study which is ever dynamic and emerging and evolving. So that gives a great opportunity for the students to think about the study of law. And I will be very happy to inform the students at our law school in Jindal. We have a strong 5-year BA LLB honors and BBA LLB honors program. We have a 3-year LLB program after undergraduate degree. We also have a strong 1-year LLM program. The students should be aware that LLM or Masters in Law is now the only postgraduate degree in our country which is offered in a 1-year time frame as a special approval from the University Grants Commission. So we offer a strong 1-year LLM program as well. But most interestingly, this year we started a BA honors degree in legal studies. And that is something very unique. For the first time in the history of law schools, and Indian law schools venture to offer something which is not a law degree, which is not LLB, which is a BA honors degree, which is a humanities and social science degree. You study courses in political science, philosophy, economics, sociology, a lot of social science courses, but all surrounding law and legal studies. And in a way that prepares the students to choose a 3-year LLB program later if they want to study law and become a lawyer, or they simply move to other options of higher education. They can study management or business or finance, or they can move to social sciences, or even something like international relations or public policy, or they can explore other areas of higher education. So these are few developments I wanted to share with the students. One more point I would like to make before I start taking questions is, it's very, very important to write more entrance exams. Today, when a student think about studying law, they all go for writing the CLAT exam, and which is a major exam accepted by some 24 national law universities. And I believe every student, every law aspirant should write that. But many of the students miss writing other exams, and later on they realize, actually, I receive a lot of requests, hundreds of requests actually, who have not written our entrance exam, which we use for admission, called LSAT India exam. And they seek admission on the basis of CLAT or IELTS or some other entrance exam score, and which our admission rules doesn't allow. So we accept only LSAT, which is Law School Admission Test, which is actually the oldest law admission test in the whole world. It started in 1947 by Columbia University Dean, and today the LSAT exam is accepted by over 200 law schools in the US, Canada, and Australia. And in India, it was brought by Jindal Global Law School. So I will strongly encourage the students who are thinking about law to must write LSAT exam and widen their options, and also become eligible to study law at Jindal Global Law School. Now, few questions which I am seeing students are asking. One is about their doubt whether to do a BA LLB or a BBA LLB program, and what's the main difference between the two. So let me tell you very clearly, a 5-year law program is nothing but a 5-year LLB degree. It's not a BA degree, it's not a BBA degree, it's not a BCom degree, it's an LLB degree of 5 years' time. So it doesn't matter much whether you do a BA LLB or a BBA LLB or BCom LLB. You are not doing a BA or BBA or BCom, but you are doing an LLB degree. So my suggestion to the students and parents is, you should think about the best possible law schools, because many of our leading law schools do not even offer a BCom LLB or a BBA LLB degree. National Law School Bangalore, Nalsar Hyderabad, NLU Delhi, NUJS Kolkata, NLIU Bhopal, none of the leading older national law schools offer even a BBA LLB degree. And even we started with a BA LLB honors degree, and now we offer both BA LLB honors and BBA LLB honors degree. So what matters, what my suggestion to students is, those who have studied commerce or business in their class 11, 12, they should think about studying a BBA LLB or a BCom LLB program. And those who have studied humanities and sciences, their primary preference should be a BA LLB honors degree. At the same time, it's absolutely open that a student chooses to do a BA LLB or a BBA LLB. So, of course, both the programs are multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary, and it's very, very important. Why a law school like Jindal Global Law School is very special, because we are not a standalone law school. We are a university with 9 different schools, and there is a lot of scope of multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary studies within the university. So our law students, while doing a BA LLB or BBA LLB or LLB degree, they can absolutely choose to study courses in social sciences, in business, in international relations, in journalism, even in liberal arts. They can choose courses from different streams of study, and that way they can build their own interests in a better way than standalone law schools. So that is why the leading law schools in the world, be it Harvard or Yale or Columbia or Oxford, Cambridge, they all are part of a larger university system with multiple faculties and departments, and none of them are a standalone what is called law university concept, which we use here. So that's a strong advantage for the students at our law school. And I believe law should always be studied in a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary setting. And that is where I feel there is a significant advantage for the students who study at our law school. So I would like to take up more questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for that lovely session. And I think it covered a lot of things that the students might already be confused about. Though there are some questions that have reached us, let's see how many we can cover.
All the remaining time I would like to give to questions.
Definitely. So let's start with this one question. So there's a student who is asking, who should opt for BA in legal studies?
Okay. Can I see the question, please?
Yeah, it says, who should opt for BA in legal studies?
Oh, so basically, in my view, a student who is absolutely clear in his or her mind that I have to take up law after class 12, they should go for a 5-year law degree. But any student who is not ready to commit 5 years after the school and who also want to keep their options open, they should ideally choose the 3-year BA Legal Studies honors.
Right.
So one of the, I should say, drawbacks even of 5-year law program is your exit is only after 5 years. You don't get a degree after 3 years. So once you join a 5-year law program, even if you complete 9 semesters and somehow you have to leave the program, you don't get anything, you remain a class 12 pass out. In 3+3 model, after 3 years, you get a BA honors degree. You can write civil services exam. You can move to management. You can move to other disciplines. At the same time, you have option to join LLB 3-year program and become a qualified lawyer. So those students who are not having absolute clarity in their mind about studying law, I think they should go for a 3-year BA Legal Studies honors degree. And also those who want to form a foundation for a study of social sciences surrounding law and legal studies. And one particular student group I would like to target for this program, those who are studying legal studies in class 11 and 12. You might be aware, CBSE has introduced legal studies as one of the courses in 11th, 12th grade, and it's taught all over the country in most of the leading schools. So those students can further build upon legal studies, if they choose a BA degree, BA honors degree.
Right. There is one question that is linked with BA in legal studies. It says, what are the career prospects of this course?
Oh, see, frankly, with a 3-year undergraduate degree, if you look for jobs, you will not be getting the best jobs what you could secure with your utilizing your full potential. You have to go for a good postgraduate or professional degree. So for a BA Legal Studies graduate who wants to go for a job, they may explore to become paralegals or maybe, law clerks or, handling paralegal jobs in law firms and those kind of options. And certainly those who want to build a legal career, that may not be the right thing to do to start with. At the same time, they are a graduate. So they are eligible to become anything which a graduate in our country can, become, be it a bank officer or from anything. It's like any graduate degree. But the advantage is if he or she, a student, wants to become a qualified lawyer, then the student has a strong foundation to study 3-year LLB degree. And I strongly believe the students joining LLB through the BA Legal Studies route, they will be more profound and in a way more prepared to study law in all its manifestations and graduate as superior lawyers.
Right. Also, sir, if you can touch upon the number of seats that BA LLB, BBA LLB, and the 3-year LLB program has.
Absolutely. So, in our law school, we are actually a large law school. We have 328 faculty. We are actually the largest law faculty in whole of Asia. Our law faculty is more than 328 full-time faculty members, and it's almost double the size of any Asian law school. So we admit a class of 300 in our BA-LLB honors program, that is 5 sections of 60 each. We admit another 300 students in BBA-LLB honors program, so 5 sections of 60 each. So as per Bar Council of India regulations, one class of LLB could be a 60 student class. So we admit 10 classes that way in BA LLB and BB LLB, and we have 600 seats in total for 5-year law program. In 3-year LLB, we admit 180 students, 3 sections of 60 students. And there we get a lot of students even graduating from leading foreign universities, including the universities in the UK, in the US, in Singapore, in Australia, in New Zealand, a lot of countries that are, and mostly Indian students who graduate from places even like, many universities in Boston, in London, in Singapore, NUS. We have received a lot of graduates from those places who come to Jindal to study 3-year LLB degree. So we have quite good number of seats in both the programs. And we are also receiving very high quality students in my view. I am seeing admissions for last 9 years, and the student quality has substantially improved. And I believe today we receive some of the finest law students studying in any law school in India or South Asia.
Right. I'll take one more question, sir.
Sure.
It says, why has Jindal opted for LSAT?
Oh, very interesting. So this has a historical perspective. In the year 2009, when Jindal Global Law School started, Professor C. Rajkumar, who is our founding Vice Chancellor, and who has been a Rhodes Scholar to Oxford University and a graduate of Harvard Law School in the US, and he was teaching in Hong Kong in City University, and he actually resigned his City University Hong Kong job to come to India and set up Jindal Global Law School. He always had a vision that the admission process should be of international standards, and it should be a test score which should be recognized universally and not just in a particular country. So because Jindal was set up as a global law school, a global or international law admission test was also brought. So LSAT has been traditionally the most important law entrance exam of the world. And all American law schools and our partner universities like Harvard, Yale, Columbia, they all admit through LSAT. So naturally, we approached and brought LSAT to India. And I must tell you very candidly that LSAT is a superior and scientific test. It doesn't ask questions which can be learned by rote learning. It doesn't ask GK and current affairs. It doesn't ask mathematics or objective English or even legal knowledge or legal GK or legal aptitude questions. It asks purely reasoning, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, and reading comprehension. So it's absolutely background neutral exam and a scientific test of your logical abilities and your, of course, language abilities. So, and that is why what is needed for lawyers. I mean, lawyers do not need to know, the potential lawyers, that which year, Akbar was the king of the country, or who was the first Chief Justice of India, or who is the present chairman of National Human Rights Commission, or questions like that. So I will encourage the students attending this session to go to the website of LSAT India. It's discoverlaw.in. And on Discover Law website, they can find full-length question papers of LSAT exam. And they can find the difference, like a typical GMAT or GRE exam, which is, highest standard of testing for any university.
Right.
So that is the reason why we chose LSAT, and we didn't go with CLAT or any other existing Indian exam.
Right. I think because looking at the clock, we'll have to wrap up the session, but really interesting insights. Thank you so much for joining us, Professor Mishra, and speaking to the students, teachers, and parents who have joined us this evening.
Thanks to you. Actually, you made it possible. And I also thank Endeavor and Hitesh and your entire team. So
thank you so much on behalf of our entire team.
And all the very best to the students for their university admissions.